Bonjour, je m'appelle TheScottReaProject. Welcome to TheScottReaProject. That's enough of the French or that mange tout, je m'appelle chaise longue petit pois business. Today we are going to do the classic coq au vin. Coq au vin roughly translates to cock in wine. Now that might have different connotations up in Soho, but this is a family show, so we'll forget about that and get on with this fantastic classic French dish. Now this is a follow-on video from my how to cut up a chicken. You know, thanks guys for the response, it was amazing, you all said yes, which is brilliant. So we are going to cook this great dish, and as you can see I've got the drumsticks and the thighs from that chicken. It needs to be done on the bone, it imparts flavour, keeps it moist, and that's how it's always been done. So I've got 4 drumsticks and thighs. I've got 10 or 12, well these are shallots, you can use button onions, but I've used shallots, cut them in half. If you haven't got those, just use an onion and dice it quite thick. I've just got a tablespoon of plain flour, 2 chopped cloves of garlic, 150 grams of bacon lardons, you can use any, streaky, whatever you want, just cut them into small dice, 200 grams of button mushrooms, some butter and some oil to fry it all in, some brandy to flame it in, baby. We are going to get some fire on, and of course a good French wine. First thing we're going to do then, we are going to add some colour to this chicken, so I should put the camera on the stove and let's do this. Now I know it looks like a lot of ingredients, but this dish couldn't be easier, and you will not get a better tasting dish for the least amount of work, believe me. What I'm going to do, season up those drumsticks and thighs, some pepper, get a bit of salt on, simple as. Butter, 60 grams of, just get it gently melting in your pan, and like I said, this cooks in one dish. I'm going to add a little bit of oil to the pan to stop that butter burning, so we just wait for that to melt. We gently fry off our chicken, obviously not too high a heat, we don't want this burning, so just keep an eye on it. So I'm just going to start gently laying those in the butter. You know, take your time, this will take about 10 minutes, do it in 2 batches so you don't take all the heat out of the pan and get a nice colour on your chuck chuck. Just gently getting some colour on those. As you can see, we haven't got it up too high. Don't worry about any of those bits at the bottom of the pan, we want all that, that's flavour. So, taking our time, we'll do these and we'll do our chicken drumsticks exactly the same. My drumsticks have a nice bit of colour on, and all that lovely meaty juices on the bottom of that pan. When we have the wine, we'll all release and go into the dish. Next we're going to add our onions and our bacon. What a combo. Just gently fry them off, get a bit of colour on them. This is one of those dishes, you know, simple ingredients, cooked simply, but as per usual with the French, it's just genius. You know, it is a stonking dish. So we got some colour on our shallots and our bacon. You don't want the bacon crispy, so what we're going to do is put our chuck back in. We're going to have a bit of fun. This is not one of the prettiest dishes, and I don't mean that horribly. Like all peasant style dishes, you know, it's not about the look, it's about the flavour. What we're going to do, we're going to turn the heat up a little minute, add some brandy. Come on baby, light my fire. Come on baby, light my fire. Flambe it, wait until the flames die down. Chanson d'amour, rat-tat-tat-tat, santé. Oh, into that then, some beautiful red wine till it's just, go on, gutsy thing. That's going to drink the lot. Not a lot left for me. I'm going to put in my clove of garlic. Give it a quick season. Now I want to bring that up to the boil and then get it in an oven preheated to gas Mark 3, if you look up there for the conversion. And we just let it gently tick over. And obviously we got the mushrooms left, but we put those in towards the end because we don't want them collapsing into nothing. And that basically is the basis of our coq au vin. That is rock and roll, baby. So just before that goes in the oven then, I'm just going to sprinkle in a tablespoon of sugar to sweeten it up. Then we'll put that in the oven, like I said, gas Mark 3, nice and low, and cook it slow until the meat is falling off the bone. So you just got to check on it, but half hour before it ends, we shall saute our mushrooms and add them to that beautiful looking thing. So lid on, in the oven. So my chicken has been in for an hour, so it's going to take between an hour and 2 hours depending on your oven, how low you've got it, you know, different temperatures for different ovens. But I've just checked on it, it's been an hour, it's looking amazing. I will show you in a moment. So all I'm going to do is start frying off these lovely button mushrooms to add to it for the last half an hour. But you know, don't panic, it's very forgiving, this dish. You know, you can leave it for 2-3 hours on a lower heat if you want to, and nothing untoward is going to happen. So just melting some butter in my pan. It's just a case of getting some colour on these mushrooms. So the butter's foaming then. Get your mushrooms in. Give them a toss about. I did brush off most of that dirt, there's a little bit left, you know, it ain't going to hurt you. We've all become a little bit too sanitised. So while we're getting our shrooms on, getting on a nice bit of colour, we're just going to make up our thickening agent. That was with our tablespoon of flour, and then roughly the same amount of butter to make a beurre manière. And this will be mixed together, formed into a ball, and it will go into the sauce at the end as a natural thickening. You know, you haven't got to do this if you don't want to, but you know, it's just classically French. It's the way to do it. Hee-haw and all that malarkey. So just mix it in. But you could use corn flour, not a problem. Time to add our mushrooms. Check this out. How good does that look? Getting nice and tender, not far off there. So what I'm going to do, get them lovely mushrooms in, cook it for about another 20 to 30 minutes. Then we will remove the chicken and thicken our sauce with that beurre manière, that butter and flour mix, and serve it up with some fantastic mashed potato. Look at that. Absolutely stunning, stunning dish. Check it on it again in half an hour. So this is finished cooking. Just got it on the heat there because we're going to add our thickening agent. So just take that lovely chicken out. Look at that. Just took up all that red wine. If you have a look at the colour of the flesh, it's amazing. It's done to a T. So it's just a case of adding our beurre manière, our little mix of flour and butter, just little balls in, and stir it in, and it will start to thicken. And so with that little bit of heat under it as well, start reducing. But you must keep mixing this. I mean, like I said, you can use corn flour, more traditional, easier method I suppose. Not traditional but easier. Just dot this in and it'll make the sauce nice and silky. And this is the kind of dish, you know, the red wine, use the wine you would drink with the dish. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be an expensive one, but the wine you would drink with this dish, you know, cook with, And that's advice from one of my food heroes, the much loved, the much missed, the main man, Keith Floyd. He loved this dish. So I'm just going to keep adding and thickening, but I don't think you want to watch that bit. So as you can see, it's thickened up lovely, and it tastes just amazing. So just remains for me to put that chicken back in, just to warm it through a bit. Then we're going to serve it up, and I can't wait. I'm not going to lie to you. Hot mind. Let's get that in there. Get all those little bits. Then we'll finish it with a handful of fresh parsley. Let's get it on there. Look at that. What a stunning dish of food that is. So just before we serve this up, there's the finished dish. Just want to show you that. How nice does that look? Let's get it on the plate. So, dollop of mashed potato. Now, this ain't going to look pretty, but it's going to taste, oh, amazing. Take one of those thighs, one of those drumsticks. You want a bit of that sauce with the lardons and the onions and the mushrooms. There you have classic coq au vin. Let's get into it. You know, look at that. Just comes apart. Let's get some of that mashed potato on there. Oh yeah. It is just absolutely amazing. End of. Just look at that meat. Yeah, those legs. If you can find a better dish to make with legs, apart from chicken chasseur, which I love as well, you're a better man than me. I have got to eat this. Blimey now. Well, my friends, there's that coq au vin I wanted to show you. Please try this. It is, you know, as good as it looks. And if you want to make it better than this, just leave it a day. Then tomorrow reheated, it will take it to another level. So, thanks for watching this episode of the Scott Reed Project. Please like it, share it, and most of all subscribe by clicking down there. And as per usual, find me on the Scott Reed Project, Twitter up there. You know, I'm lost for words with this. I'm just going to get and eat this. So until next time, take care, and I'll see you again. Right. Chicken. Lay a little egg for me.